it's weird because she runs out of the car and gives him this French kiss and this big dramatic kiss. And it's like, you see that she does love Whitney. She does have feelings for him. But then there is Clark, but ultimately it looks like you don't know because she saw you guys kissing in the hallway, even though it was a little, so maybe she's like sort of given up. Maybe Clark's moved on. Maybe Whitney's all, there's a lot of things to think of here.
Well, I mean, the fact that you have all those thoughts going on means they did a good job.
Exactly. And also she's kissing him maybe because like he's in the Marines. He could die. Something could happen. Oh. So it might be the last time I'm seeing him. So I want him to know that I really care about him. A lot of things.
Not to be a complete downer, but don't forget that this is earlier in this season, 9/11 happened. So
good call. Good.
There you go. That's probably why
there's something over good this writing. Of him going away, even though it's not said. There, you get a little chill from it.
Jeez, man, I wish every episode was written like the pilot and the finale.
Well,
I mean, it would be like, honestly, if you just had, like, again, if we had streaming,
2 episodes a year,
if you had 8 to 10 episodes, they could have done something like that. And it could have been that. Then the show could have been, then on these rankings of best shows, we would have been on there. But since it's a network show, they don't give you as much credit. And we did 22 a year, and then you compare us to other shows that were like 22, like Buffy and these. But if we did 10 episodes a year, that show was groundbreaking.
There's also a flip side is because you're on CW, which is like maybe a 5th or 6th network, you're not reaching all the homes that the top 4 are. So you can't be compared to their numbers. They're going to reach 4 times as many homes as CW. So your ratings can't be judged against that. So does that make any sense? So
it does.
It's also I also think that Smallville, I don't know if it would be a 22 episode show now. I mean, we'll never know.
No,
I mean, Arrow and all those went.
Yeah, who knows? But it's funny. I remember them trying to get me an Emmy nod.
Yeah.
For the season 1, I believe. Yeah, I remember them trying to get, and I was like, I remember going, it's the CW. There's no fucking way this is going to happen.
Did you get an FYC billboard on
No, I ended up
Sunset?
winning a Saturn Award, which thank you for the Saturn Award. My friends were like, what's next? The Uranus Award? I'm like, shut up!
Which one's the Saturn Award?
It's a good award. Saturn Award's a great award. It's like sci-fi outstanding actor in I don't know.
You have to realize when you're watching a show that like Smallville and CW aside, the editing is so good and the visual effects and special effects are so good that that's going to take the attention.
Precedence.
There's no chance for a performance to blossom to really gain attention because it's edited the way it is.
Also, I will say this. When I was watching it last night, a few of my friends came over because we have horror movie nights. So they were there when I was watching towards the end of it, the last 30 minutes. And they were like, oh my gosh. And like
you're watching your own show.
What's funny, I know, but I told them I have a podcast. And then they were also like, my friend Nick, big horror guy, he's like, dude, I've seen every episode. I love the show. I watched it all the time. And he was like, he brought up something that was pretty interesting. He said, dude, the turnaround. So if you're looking at effects and you're like, oh, the effects weren't always great, or this wasn't, imagine them having to turn this around in 2 weeks or a couple of weeks. They didn't have like a movie has months to do effects, and they had no time. We have to get the music and all these things done. They had no time. It is really brilliant if you think like that.
Yeah,
effects take forever to render. So you just have to let it the computer do its thing overnight. Like if you're doing that in 2000, I can't imagine how long that would take.
Yeah.